Salutations, standardized test takers, Automatic here for Automatic Games. Thanks for joining me for this, a special look at a game entitled 911 Operator. Now, if you watched the first episode of my This Is the Police playthrough, you'll know that this is the game that I initially wanted to do a series of, but I got caught up with This Is the Police instead, and in fact I think it's fortunate that I did, because that game certainly has more story to it. This is more or less a simulator. It kind of emulates the position of a 911 call taker, a 911 dispatcher, and I guess in a way a resource manager for multiple emergency agencies, in so much as you have to kind of determine what they spend their revenue on. Now, one of the cool things about this game is you can download your own city, and you can even download small towns, and I downloaded Columbus because that's where I'm from. But this map here is just the epicenter of Columbus, and I'm gravitating more toward the east side of Columbus, so I went ahead and downloaded Bexley and Reynoldsburg. Now, I grew up around Bexley, so I know those streets a little better, and so that is what we're going to focus on. Now, I want to show you what units we have, and it's certainly a smaller pool than Columbus really has. Last check, I think we have 17,000 officers, so in this case, we've got 4 squad cars. 5 Atom 1 consists of 2 officers. In fact, all of our patrol cars do. This one is Watson and Martinez. 5 Atom 2 consists of Officers Walker and Officer Theakston, rather. 5 Atom 3. 5 Atom 3 consists of Officers Lord and Thomas. And finally, there is 5 Atom 4. 5 Atom 4 consists of Officers Johnson and Officer Gomez. I don't think I'll go through all the personnel for all these vehicles. Suffice to say, each one is loaded up to max capacity. This 5th police unit is a police van. Now, I don't know what you want to call it, a paddy wagon. It's kind of a hybrid for me, in so much as I armed each officer with semi-automatic weapons and armor. So it is our kind of our reserve backup vehicle, and also used for quite serious situations. Now, otherwise, the other officers are all armed with sidearms, obviously computers, and fire extinguishers so they can put out trash fires and the like. Now, we also have a fire truck here, fully loaded with personnel. Each firefighter has a fire mask, of course, and they also have fire extinguishers. They also have tools to help with, let's say an elevator. Somebody's trapped in an elevator, they have tools that could help them deal with that, and they also have first aid kits, so they have a modicum of training when it comes to being able to act as paramedics. Now, we've also got this hook and ladder, but speaking of paramedics, we've got 3 EMS vehicles. They're all standard ambulances. In fact, upgraded. They're not the vanilla ambulances that the game gives you, which kind of look like minivans. I don't know. Not very cool. I had to get the real ambulances, you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, each ambulance is suited up with 3 personnel. Each one has different gear. I try to outfit them with first aid kits, chest compression devices, and in fact fire extinguishers, for very much the same reason that the police officers have fire extinguishers, much as real police officers do in their trunks, to deal with trash fires. Now, this last ambulance, it was just purchased, so 2 of its 3 crew are new hires. Young, the guy driving, he's a veteran. Now, over to the right, you can see where we can buy new vehicles, new equipment, and new personnel can be hired from that area. And in terms of vehicles, I mean, you can even purchase horses. So you do have a plethora of vehicles at your disposal. And over to the left is the assets that we have on reserve. As you can see, some of those officers are wounded. If any personnel is wounded during this shift, they'll wind up there for the following shift. So yeah, they will be laid up out of action. So you have to be careful. You don't want to, you really don't want to run with a skeleton crew. That just breeds problems. And so, of course, we do not want that. At any rate, let's turn our attention to the east side of Columbus, Ohio, and we'll begin distributing our units. You know what? We'll go ahead and leave our fire personnel at the firehouses at this time, and the same can be said for the ambulances. As for 5 Adam 1, we're going to move them out there by, I think that's Broad and James. We're going to move 5 Adam 2 down by Livingston and James. 5 Adam 3 is going to go north of 670 here. And 5 Adam 4 will stay, they'll stay south of I-70. As to our paddy wagon, well, let's put it in a centralized area. In fact, there is a substation up here. Let's go ahead and we'll direct it there. So yeah, that is our starting positions. All units are going to be 10-8, and now we simply await the night's first incident. And each patrol unit, police that is, has a little patrol that they'll be going on, so they'll be moving, unlike the fire and EMS. And we are getting a report of a drug overdose on 670. It looks like the westbound lanes. One party involved. Boy, I hope he's in a vehicle. Otherwise, it's a drug overdose and the guy's just out there on the freeway. At any rate, we'll go ahead and dispatch EMS. Have a look at which unit has been dispatched. It looks like it's our newest unit. So yeah, the new blood is going to go ahead and see the elephant, so to speak. They're going to head up there and do what they're supposed to do. Fortunately, as noted before, they do have a veteran behind the wheel. So they should be in good hands, and so too should be the individual who is, of course, experiencing the drug overdose. Now, we do have a call. Please stand by.
911, what's your emergency?
Hey, there was a robbery
Where did this happen?
around,
How long ago did this happen?
a few minutes ago.
Do you have any injuries?
Yes, I was hit badly.
Where were you hit?
My head, I'm bleeding.
Okay, I want you to just stay there and wait until the ambulance arrives.
Sure.
Are your attackers still in the area?
I have no idea. They ran away somewhere.
Did they have any weapons?
Yeah, a gun.
All right, sir, we'll take care of it. Just wait for emergency services to arrive.
Yeah, I will.
Well, it seems like the caller in this particular case up there on 17th Avenue was either, pistol whipped or shot in the head. Well, regardless, it's a serious situation. Priority 1 situation. So we are going to dispatch the closest unit that has medical capabilities, and that's going to be fire in this instance. We're also dispatching 5 Adam 1, and we're also going to roll EMS, which of course is moving on that position from a greater distance. We have a fight in progress, 1 injured. There are 5 suspects, possibly armed. Well, that's a heck of a fracas. So we're going to send 5 Adam 3. They should be first on scene. We're also going to roll, we'll go ahead and roll 5 Adam 4. But we also want to send EMS. Let's get them moving first. But as mentioned, we're going to roll 5 Adam 4. That'll at least put 4 officers on the scene. I hate to have my officers outnumbered, but it is our hope that the combatants there do not have any firearms. I suppose we'll find out shortly. Before we do, let's take a look at this drug overdose on 670. Okay, EMS is on scene. They're taking care of the subject, Noah Adams. He is heavily injured or incapacitated or what have you. Not sure what kind of drugs he was taking, but they're going to wrap up that situation and transport him. As to that,
Those are methamphetamines.
as to that robbery, yeah, the perpetrators are still on scene. One of them is armed. 5 Adam 1 is on scene. But I'll tell you what, that's not going to do it. I mean, if we got a subject with a gun there, we better roll a heavy response unit. And so, of course, that means our paddy wagon needs to be dispatched there ASAP. This is a priority 1 situation. The paddy wagon's going to roll code 3. They will not get there before the firefighters, but I don't think I want to stall the firefighters any. Now, we do have word of a pickpocket out there on Groves Road. That's down there by Eastland Mall. While not exactly Columbus's ghetto, it's not a desirable neighborhood. Eastland Mall is one of those malls that should have been shut down years ago. So, this is a priority 3 situation. Therefore, 5 Adam 2 is going to roll code 1. No rush, really, but they'll get down there and see what they see.
Get away.
As to the drug overdose on 670, the subject is being transported to the nearest medical facility. Let's take a look at this fight in progress. Yeah, we're talking about knives and clubs. Yeah, all sorts of arms and legs. Anyways, yeah, five perpetrators, 1 wounded, and only 2 officers on scene. So 5 Adam 4 has got to expedite and get on scene ASAP.
Copy that.
And I want to get police there before we start rolling EMS. That should be a no-brainer for any of you viewers out there. Okay, under fire, need backup. That's the robbery with the armed suspect with a handgun. So, of course, we do have our I want to say SWAT. Yeah, let's just call them SWAT. We do have our SWAT en route. Fire is already on scene. 5 Adam 1 is on scene. The situation down there with the drug overdose is resolved. The injured party has been transported. So yeah, up here with this robbery, a lot of police on the scene, if you know what I mean. Getting another call.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hello. There is a fight out in the street. Can you please send the police quickly?
How many of them are there?
There are 2 of them.
Can you give me a precise address of the incident?
Yes, of course. It's at...
Did you see if they had any weapons?
No, I didn't see any.
Is anybody injured?
Oh my, one of them just fell down. He's not moving.
They're running.
So those other guys who were fighting, did you see where they went?
I have no idea.
Could you check his medical condition?
I'll do that. What should I do?
Is he breathing?
1 second. Yes.
Yeah.
Does he have any injuries that you can see?
His face doesn't look good, but apart from bruises and a bleeding lip, I don't see any serious wounds.
That face.
I'm sending emergency services right now.
Thank you. Bye.
So we do have EMS in the area there by 71 North, but we're not going to direct them to that scene. Not without police presence already on scene. So, our priority for them, well, let's see. Yeah, we'll allocate 5 Adam 1, which I'm hesitant to do, because they already do have 2 suspects in custody in their squad car. So that does seem unconventional, but we are stretched pretty thin. As to that pickpocket situation, the pickpocket should be in custody soon. They're in the process of cuffing him, so as soon as he is 10:15, they will be available. They'll be 10:08 again. So yeah, we want to turn our attention back to this fight in progress. They are asking for backup. We have officers in need of assistance there. So yeah, I'm starting to second guess sending 5 Adam 1 to that secondary fight, but no, I'm going to do it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and dispatch SWAT to that fight in progress. If anything, just to get more officers there. I mean, it may just be knives and clubs, but we need more warm bodies there, damn it.
Semi-automatic
So they're going to head over there. This is a priority 1 call. So, yeah, that EMS that was near the second fight, we're going to actually send them to this medical emergency up here, the drug overdose. The reason we're doing that is because that doesn't necessarily call for police, whereas this situation, the one involving the caller, does. We already have police en route to that, and so we have EMS rolling as well. As to the fight in progress, it's still a full melee at this point, and so I'm not necessarily comfortable sending EMS yet. But we will have to at some point because there are injured parties on scene. Looks like the pickpocket situation on Gross Road has been resolved. We do have a report of a pregnant woman, a childbirth.
Baby.
And so that is on I-70. Looks like the westbound lanes. We are dispatching fire because they have medical training. But we are also dispatching EMS.
Where's the fire?
They're coming from further out, hence why we are sending fire. We're just blocks away. So you can already tell that with multiple situations going on and only so many assets to deploy, things can get pretty intense. Okay, as to that fight, it appears that only the injured party and the caller are on scene. The suspects have fled. So that's a good deal. The police are taking a report from the caller, and we are clear in terms of having EMS on scene, and that they, of course, are en route. We just dispatched EMS to the fight in progress on 71 North, and as you can see, our paddy wagon is damn near close to being on scene. They are now on scene. And so now we at least outnumber the perpetrators. With any luck, we'll start putting these folks in cuffs. Looks like we already did detain one of them. Either that or he's so badly injured that he no longer serves as a threat.
Custody.
As of the childbirth situation, fire is on scene, EMS is en route, and we're getting another call. Stand by.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? My stomach hurts really bad.
What's your address, sir? All right, does anything else hurt?
No, I can't feel anything except the pain in my belly.
Have you eaten anything unusual lately, sir?
Well, maybe it's because of those mushrooms.
Sir, there's a possibility that you may have eaten poisonous mushrooms. I'm going to send the ambulance immediately.
Oh God, what have I done? Please, get the ambulance here fast.
You know, most people that consume poisonous mushrooms do so intentionally. This man sounds like he didn't, but we don't want to be too presumptuous. Let's see, we also have a situation over there on 670. Looks like the eastbound lanes, and it's a car accident, so we will go ahead and dispatch 5 Adam 2 to that scene, where they can go ahead and do all the paperwork. Not an enviable job by any standard. As to the mushroom situation, yeah, we're sending 5 Adam 1 there. We want them to get there because it is, of course, a controlled substance or an illicit substance at any rate. But we're also rolling EMS. Well, I tell you, the officers up there in that large fight, they're still calling for backup. They are getting the injured out of there. Looks like there's only 2 perps still on their feet. The other 3, well, 1 must be in custody, and 3, including the victim, are being transported by EMS. They're already rolling, so that's a good deal. But we really don't have any officers to allocate, although I could disregard that car accident, especially since that's a priority 3 situation. But you know what? That won't take long to resolve. And we've got SWAT there. So, yeah, okay, good deal. We are code 4 with that large fight. 5 Adams, 3, 4, and SWAT are on the move. They have 3 in custody, 3 wounded. Okay, as to that car accident, it is, of course, being dealt with. 5 Adam 2 is still on scene there. Okay, we've got reports of a pedestrian hit, which of course calls for police and EMS. That's on Leonard Avenue. Not a great neighborhood either. So we're going to roll 5 Adam 2 since they have resolved that car accident situation, that traffic accident. They are 10-8 again, so we'll have them en route. We're also rolling EMS. Okay. Tell you what, let's take a look at this poisonous mushrooms situation, drug overdose, if you will. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, we do not want that ambulance to roll there. We want them to go to the hit pedestrian. All right, police are dealing with the individual, with the caller.
Tripping the lights, fantastic.
EMS is just around the corner, so that situation will resolve itself soon-ish. Things are calming down a little bit, but, you know, now here comes another call.
Let's do it. 2 open tickets.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? There's been a car crash.
Where did the collision happen?
Around
When did it happen?
5 minutes ago.
Are there any injuries?
No, no one's hurt.
Are any of the vehicles blocking traffic?
Yes, one of them can't be moved.
Do you know who caused the accident?
The other driver, he's obviously drunk.
All right, sir. Please wait for the emergency services to arrive.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is up there near John Glenn International. Our closest unit is at Hook and Ladder, which is good because there's a car blocking traffic, and it'll help with that. Normally you would call a wrecker for that, but in this game you got to rely on fire for that.
That's weird.
A rape? Okay, well, that's a priority 1 situation. We've got to get units there ASAP. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to have this unit turn around and head back. That's 5 Adam 1, I believe. We're also going to send a secondary, and we will roll EMS. And what the hell, we'll get fire on scene as well, just because they might get there slightly before EMS and be able to aid in a medical sense. Got a red light offense, southbound on I-71.
There's a red light on I-71.
So, yeah, let's direct a cruiser in that direction. We'll have them move up there, try to intercept. As to our SWAT team, our paddy wagon, we're going to move them back to that substation over there by, what is that?
Copy that.
I think that's Nelson and Broad.
That's too
Okay, the rape, it's two men. James Edwards is the suspect. He is being dealt with. He is armed with a stick or a rod or something to that effect.
It's a dildo.
Nonetheless, there are several assets en route. There's another call coming in.
"911, what's your emergency?"
Hello? There's an unconscious man here on the pavement.
Where are you calling from?
Around.
Did you see him pass out?
Yes, I saw him falling.
Does he have a pulse? Is he breathing?
Wait a second. Oh, God, he's not breathing.
Do you know how to perform CPR?
What? No, not really.
Okay, put your phone on speaker mode and follow my instructions.
Okay,
Place your hands in the center of the man's chest and start compressions 30 times, faster than 1 compression per second. Now tilt his head back, pinch his nose holding his chin up with your other hand, cover his mouth with yours, and blow. Then repeat it one more time and go back to the chest compressions.
I'm not gonna kiss a stranger, okay?
Sir, you have to help him. You might even face a fine if you refuse.
Okay, fine, fine.
Great. Continue until the ambulance arrives.
Okay, hurry.
Okay, well, let's see. That's out there by the 70-71 split. We're gonna roll paramedics. We're also gonna roll squad car.
Rape situations over.
Because why the hell not? We don't know why the subject is unconscious. So we'll do a little investigating. As to that car accident, fire is on scene. You got the caller and the driver. The only two people on scene. Here we have a red light offense. Subject is westbound on Broad Street.
Main Street.
Is that Broad Street? I think it is. No, that's Main Street. I'm sorry.
Yep.
At any rate, we are dispatching in a couple officers to intercept.
Got the other car.
In fact, we'll send another cruiser. Just in case he tries to get frisky or whatever. Looks like the situation with the rape has been resolved. They're code 4 there. So that's a good deal. What do we got going on with this new incident?
Fire.
Oh, a house on fire. So at the Reynolds Avenue transfer station, one injured. We'll go ahead and roll EMS, and we'll get fire en route. In fact, we'll go ahead and send the other engine as well. After all, this is the only fire we've experienced tonight, so might as well have all assets on board.
Fire repairs.
911, what's your emergency? If you can't talk, please press any digit on your phone, okay? Hello? Is anyone there?
Okay, we'll go ahead and hang up and call back.
Hello, sir. We got a 911 call from your phone. Do you have an emergency?
Excuse me, it's my thought. I accidentally called 911.
Sir, are you having an emergency?
No, I'm not.
Please lock your phone and make sure you won't call 911 by accident again, okay? That way you won't take up an emergency line for more important calls.
Of course.
And as you know, in reality, 90% of the calls that come into 911 are non-emergency, and quite a few are, of course, accidental. And we could have waited and tracked his location and sent an officer, but, you know, I'm not going to get that picky.
Sir, are you having an emergency?
I'm not going to get that picky. 911, what's your emergency?
Hello?
Okay, we'll go ahead and hang up and call back. Hello? Hello, sir. We got a 911 call from your phone. Do you have an emergency?
Sir, are you having an emergency?
Yes, I do. Okay, we've got a report of a beating. This is going to be out there on I-70. So we will dispatch a cruiser there. I've kind of lost track of which cruiser is which. Not that that really matters. I was only doing it for a semblance of roleplay's sake. But all that should be cast aside now because, frankly, we've had too much going on. We've had units spread all over the east side. So we'll just forego that. Looks like the ambulance was able to get the wounded party away from the fire, or perhaps the wounded party emerged from the fire before collapsing, or maybe they were pulled out by good Samaritans. We can speculate all the livelong day, but in any case, they're aboard the ambulance and en route to the nearest medical facility. Fire is still not on scene, but they, of course, are en route as we speak. And we've got a new incident and a new call.
911, what's your emergency?
It's burning here. Please, send help.
What's the address you're calling from, ma'am?
In front of
What's burning, ma'am?
a garage.
What kind of garage is that?
Just a small garage near to the house.
Are there any cars near the fire?
I don't see any.
So, how big is this fire?
The flames are huge. They're shooting into the sky. It looks really scary.
Is the fire spreading?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm sending the fire department right now.
Good. Bye.
And in terms of call takers, with any 911 call, the first thing they go for is the address. In fact, in Columbus, the call taker answers by saying, 911, what is the address of your emergency? So that's the first information we want to get. And of course, in reality, as the call taker is typing in that information, the dispatcher can see that and is already allocating units. We don't have that luxury in this game. We've got a pedestrian struck on James Road. So let's go ahead and dispatch units there. That, in terms of police, that's going to be Code 2 situation, or Priority 2. In terms of EMS, they're obviously running Priority 1. Okay, that fire is well, they're dealing with it. The other fire truck, of course, has been redirected back towards John Glenn International near that garage fire. Or to that garage fire, rather. So we've got both fire units dealing with separate situations. Okay, as to this situation here on 71, one of the suspects is armed, but they are being cuffed as we speak. So yeah, we certainly have enough assets on scene to deal with that. In terms of the pedestrian hit, our officers have just arrived, so that's a good deal. Now that the fire out there on 71 North, the house fire has been dealt with, we have redirected that fire engine, our hook and ladder, to the garage fire near the airport.
Should be over.
Okay, all situations on the south, in the southeast quadrant, have been resolved. The shift is virtually over.
Yeah.
We just got this fire to deal with. Wow, is that person trapped by fire? No.
Yes, car.
No, they're not. That's the caller. Yeah, sometimes that bottom square will just the way they have it set up. Sometimes what that'll indicate is that the wounded party is trapped, cannot be accessed by EMS until the lower square is resolved. That wasn't the case in that particular situation. So yeah, all I'm seeing on this screen is resolved. And we'll continue to work our way through them and see if we missed anything. I don't think that we did. In some cases, you'll lose points based on how you handle the situation, but it appears that we handled everything quite well. And so that's something that we do not take lightly. We certainly appreciate that. And so, yeah, everything was resolved in an orderly fashion. We did well. We did really well today. So that's a good deal. And we netted $22,000 in revenue. So that too, yeah, that's a good haul. We've done better, but we have certainly done worse. So it's nothing to shake a stick at. In terms of our personnel, we've got some promotions, but we also have 3 injuries, all of which were police officers, all of which, if I'm not mistaken, are from different units. So that's no good. I think we have 2 wounded officers that will be better by the next shift. So it looks like we're going to have to rely on a new hire for the upcoming shift. But I don't think I'm going to record the next shift. I think I'll just keep playing this game off camera. However, if you did enjoy it, express as much, and I will consider showcasing another episode. But as it stands, I think that this is, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed immensely. I don't think, certainly not, visually, I don't think that it is appealing to the viewer. But in terms of my own personal enjoyment, I like it a lot. I have a soft spot for 911 personnel for reasons that I won't go into, and for law enforcement in general. So I like this game, but I just don't think it's worthy of running an entire series. And plus, you know me, I like to be somewhat humorous with what I do, but I cannot help but just fall into this trap of taking this somewhat seriously. It's unavoidable. So I don't think that people would glean much humor from it. Granted, some of the calls, as far as I've experienced, have been humorous, but those, in fact, are far and few in between. So yeah, as stated, I won't be doing a series of this. If you think I'm in the wrong and think I should do otherwise, please let me know in the comments, and moreover, let me know what you think of this game, what you thought of this episode. So yeah, thanks for joining me. This has been Automatic for Automatic Games. I appreciate you watching, as always. If you like this, and if you are subscribed, I will talk to you soon, friends. Hey, the next episode will, of course, be This is the Police.